Morning. Welcome to Channel 6. I'm your host. I know I didn't post an announcement today. We're going on a hike. I was just doing a couple things, and it's amazing how quickly. And I don't know where my kitty host is. I think she's sitting on the porch watching me. I might have to actually go get her attention. I'm trying to get my Linux OBS back in working order, and I just spent a half hour, and I don't know if I got anywhere with it. It's stuck on the install, blocking its own dependencies are blocking itself. And there's a way to force that. I got to go try that. I wanted to leave at 11:30. It's already noon, but when breakfast is finished, we're hitting the trail. I'm gonna load up my tea in my bag. I went live on cell phone data. I actually have. Oh, I don't. I've got a nature cam set up, and I can't check my. I'm gonna have to go in and make sure I'm transmitting. I'll see if the bot, because I went unlimited cell data, and it knocked me off yesterday when I was trying to stream a Jeep cam. I will instantly obsess with my hat. And I figured out that when I got the phone, I had a 2 gig limit. You can actually set a limit yourself to stop the data, because the cell phone company will keep giving you data and just charge you more for it over your limit. So I set a limit. And I couldn't find it yesterday when I was doing the thing. And on the mobile data page, there's actually a gear icon that you have to click on separately. And it's like, hey! So I cleared that. I'm putting on my boots. We're getting ready right now. I changed the title on Discord, but I didn't make a separate announcement. I figure the title does say hike, I believe. They don't have game. The only 2 game categories I can find are sysop and just chatting. There's no gardening. There's no hiking. There's no out. I don't think there's an outdoors. But there's like an outdoors game, but it's like some game. It's like some simulator. And it's like my simulator has brilliant resolution. My outdoor simulator is incredible. It almost feels real. In fact, it does feel real. But at some point, the company starts throttling data, and I figure every hour and 20 minutes is like 2 gig. I think I should be able to do about 20 gig before they throttle. I want to make sure I get at least one good short berry picking hike and one good long berry picking hike. Hey, Stream Element says I'm live. I can actually try to go over, I don't want to go over to Twitch on cell data. One time when I loaded up Twitch, and Stream Elements is really blowing out the data, which I thought it was limited before. Resolution, bit rate, frame rate. I don't know, the bit rate's set to 2500K, and it's pumping out 3700K. I'm wondering if I've got something else going on here. One thing I would like to do is shut off Discord for cell data, because Discord will just keep going. I'm going to lose the Bluetooth mic when I go. I'll lose it when I go back in, not when I leave. I think it's still on. I'm going into my data usage and turning off Discord. No. Where's the mobile data only apps? All apps. What? No, no. Where's the stuff? You go to mobile data usage and there's a gear icon. And you click on that and that's where you set the limit. And I know it's bouncing. This isn't it either. Data usage. I was just looking at this. Did it turn it off? Where you can decide which apps do what. Oh, it's Data Saver. Always on display. I'm going to bunk down Discord. DroidCam's not running. Because Discord runs in the background, and I don't really want it sucking my data. But the interesting thing is, just stream elements, and I just lost. It says Bluetooth audio connected, but it really isn't. I figured this out. Now, hopefully it's connected. I'm not sure if it reconnects or not. I could actually take, oh, you know what? Yeah, let's just go hiking. I just realized I can just take my stuff with me and have the snack on the way. Let's go do it. I'm going to give you Nature Cam. Hey, show the chat. I'm going to give you Nature Cam while I go set up a couple things. And then we'll go hiking. Oh, I got the kitty. I give you kitty cam, but she's probably not going to stay here. Oh. And I'll just I left you in the hands of my co-host, and I think she played with the mic because it was laying on the ground. So I'm playing with the mic. All right, hiking is a go. Change the title. Trying to grab the thing here. I have a plan for the berry picking hikes. Just have everything ready to go. If I'm going to do nature cam, I'm capturing traffic samples so I can try to noise eliminate from the nature cam I'm filming so I can actually put them online and use them for stuff. I have a separate water bottle from the tea, and I don't have it. But I noticed that with this mic, it has some kind of noise cancellation because the nature sounds don't come in as strong. You can barely hear them. It's like focused on my voice. I don't think it's adjustable. I know with one of the other mics, it really picks up the nature sounds. And you can always turn it up, but then when my voice comes up, it'll boom really loud. So, plan today for the second streamed hike is to use about 3 gigs of data, so that's maybe 2 hours, which is about all I want to take anyway. That's about all I want to take anyways. So you're going to wait here. I'm taking the rig kind of apart. I've got a whole box of stuff now that I use. And I discovered that my rain cover does not cover the new Nature Cam mount that I made. Okay, let's see. Make sure I'm like Gilligan's Island. Oh, I can't do this. There's nothing to lean it against. I can't lean the camera up against anything. There's nothing here. If I take the, maybe it'll sit on that. But I'm getting ready here. I got the little thing that straps around my tee. I got my bag of gear. I got my snack, my honey, my nippers. I'm going to put the nippers in one pocket and the battery pack in the other, and I need my hiking stick. And we're off. This is what berry picking hikes are going to be like. Yeah, I hit that camera. Because it's just going to be like grab the stuff, turn on the system and go. Turn on the streaming and go. Got to be quiet. I'm walking past my nature cam and I don't want my voice. Ooh. So down here we got a kiwi. These are trees that somebody sent my mom. This purple and this yellow, but that's a kiwi that looked like it almost died, and that's a spare tomato. So that'll be pretty cool. Garden's going great. I got to pick some weeds out. I got some grass growing there. If the peppers that were up at the top aren't working, I can just cover those up. So I'll have to take the weeds out over here. And this open area marginally has. I can actually see them. There's tiny little bunching onions coming up. I planted bunching onion seeds. I don't know if they look almost like the grass. But that's pretty cool. My tomatillo is doing good. And I planted some little, one of these cucumbers wasn't doing good, so I planted a couple more seeds and they're growing great. Okay. Hike time. Out of interest of my neighbors' privacy, because I haven't advised them of filming, This is what you're going to see on the way. On the way out, it's just going to be pointed up at me as I hold. Stop by Nature Cam. Nature Cam ungigged itself. I got to fix it. I don't know what to do with this while I do it. I'm fixing my Nature. I can show you my Nature Cam. Because I need the other rig for my morning routine. Okay. Challenge you. You're going down here for a second? Yeah, my streams are just wild as anything. And Stream Elements did something weird on me. But, I don't know how to do this. Oh, it captured the wire. I don't want the wire in there. Oh. Clip very good. I realized I was talking by the Nature Cam. And the Nature Cam has a Buku mic that picks up every noise. It's just a camera mic. It's an older Galaxy S9 that I use as a music pod. It's dead as a phone. So this is pretty much going to be every berry picking hike I stream. If you just showed up, welcome to my hiking live stream. This is your view out of my yard to marginally protect my neighbor's privacy. One individual's been advised of my filming, but the rest don't know. And they'd probably be okay with it. But I'm sort of involved in the details of streaming. It'll take some time to get to know the people that just moved in, and maybe I'll ask them. So, the way I'm going to do it, streaming, I might not start the stream up. Well, I like starting the stream up at the house because then I can check it and make sure I'm actually broadcasting before I leave. If I'm not doing Nature Cam, it's easy. I can just there goes my stick. I had a stick fall over one day. I couldn't find it. It disappeared. I never found it. I don't know where I set it down. So I think with the berry picking days, I want to leave the house by 10:30. I'm just going to grab my stuff and go and set the camera up out here. It'd be nice if Stream Elements would let me type in the chat. That's the only thing, is there's no way to type in the chat, because I have commands to get around its little limitations on the mobile. Like I can find out how many people are watching because it won't tell me. So, the way I did this before, I got to, I've noticed that the camera rig does things when I move around and I'm bent over doing something. You get a lot of view of like my boots. There's not much I can do about that, because I've decided to film this way. I'm putting you into the rig now. I'll give you a view. This is what I see every sunny day I come out here as I walk down the hill. I'm hoping that the I'm going to see. It says I still have Bluetooth. I don't know that I trust it because the way it jigs around. You'll hear the rig. It's a plastic case, and it crackles sometimes. You might hear that. That can happen. It's an interesting setup I have. Oh, I need the other. I designed it mostly to point at the ground. And then yesterday, I actually put the power wire through my shirt because I have a feeling if it's outside, it's going to get caught on stuff. So we're going to was it powering? It was powering. It's kind of hard to tell with this battery sometimes. Like I was using it on the other thing to film Nature Cam, and it just didn't. What time is it anyways? I want to stop about 2 and head back. And getting this thing, okay, 12:08, that's not bad. I wanted to start it. So if I hadn't done the OBS thing on Linux, I'd pretty much be on time. Because I spent about a half hour messing with that. I would have left about 11:30. If I don't, and there's no reason I need to sit there and actually. Oh, this is interesting. My key is completely trapped, and now I'm putting a strap further under it. One of my things here isn't exactly. There it is. It's kind of loose. Why is it loose? One of my my little cord wires here is somewhat gotten looser than I want it to be. I don't know. I guess it's loosened up. I'm trying to decide what to do with it. I think I'll just put another knot in it. No, that's too tight. It's like loose and there's no fix. The fix is to knot another thing in it and try and use that. It might be, and it also might be down too far. There we go. Okay, you're in your rig. I can't read chat. I don't know that I have a human mod around. I've got to plug the power in, and I'm going to take it up through my shirt so that, wow, I'm sweating already. This is a warmer day than the other day. The other day was cloudy. It was nice, but sunny is good, too. I can't get the wire. Come on, fingers, do your thing. Sunny's good, too. Powered? Okay. I know when I do this, you get a nice point down at the ground. And my new pack saw, fold up, I have one of these little doodads. It's pretty cool. And because I might have to cut some dead trees. I took my big whoppers out a couple days. I don't know if I'm doing that today, but if I have them, they're not like, they're lightweight. So trusty thing, and we're off to see the green area. We're off to see the wizard. I say wizard, but it's really just the wilds. There is no wizard of a human nature. And I don't actually need my glasses on because I can't see chat anyways. I can go like this. Oh, I just lost my rig. If you tuned in because you got the live announcement, oh, I've got to sneeze. Where is it, Stream Elements? I ran for the mic. A mic mute. I try not to sneeze. Now, what happened to my...
It says it's streaming. An hour, 34 minutes.
My rig has just failed me.
I'm gonna sit here and check some things. Tools all over the place. Oh, I'm sitting on the battery pack. Let's fix that. We'll move the battery pack. It unplugged itself. We'll move it over to the front. Yeah, this is always going to be a rough experience. Rough and rude. This is always going to be a rough and rude experience. I'm catching sunlight. Okay. I got a nippers in the other back pocket. Whenever I stop, I generally try to keep as much as possible in my bag. Ah, we got to re-gig here. Let's check time. Oh, that's the camera. Time? 1:29. We have half hour left. I don't know if that's enough time to get back out to the patches I want to go to. I don't need the saw in my pocket anymore. Forgot that was there. I hiked off. I wonder how long the camera was switched around and when that happened. That's not, kind of not cool. Ah, Nightbot, my little, I can't type in chat. I need to check my data, and this Stream Elements doesn't give me a watcher count because I know I always have at least one lurker, usually more. This will kick off my Bluetooth. I'll have to turn it back on. I believe I'm operating unlimited data. I've used about 2 gig today, I think. Actually, I didn't take a picture of it, so I'm not sure. Yeah. I wonder if the Bluetooth is just off.
Nope. Let me test with the thing. I'm going to mute the mic a sec. Thank you very much. I remember now. I muted it because I had to sneeze. Wow. I wonder how long it's been muted. I won't know until well, it's a hiking video. I had an idea a while back I'm glad I noticed the chat wasn't on. I had a idea a while back just to hike and not talk so you could enjoy the nature sounds, but this mic cancels out a lot of that. I was thinking about deactivating it so you could hear everything. The camera mic will pick everything up. I hear about 3 or 4 different birds from right here. Types of birds. There's a lot of birds, but just 3 different types. I hear little songbirds. I hear something making a loud noise. Little chirpers. Thank you for stopping in and telling me that. I was discussing various philosophies. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sit here and enjoy the wild area. I stopped for a break. I'm about an hour and a half on the hike. If you like hiking or outdoors, I'm going to take my Jeep off-road and stream that. Old video games. You go ahead and follow. I do a bit of this. It's my new thing. I used to work in theater. I've been doing that professionally since 2003. And it got shut down. And they're trying to start back up, and it's going to be a royal mess. Local theater I work at, they rent out to dance shows. And none of the dance schools have been able to get space to put on their performances. And that's how they keep their gig going. They put on a performance, they sell tickets to the parents tell their friends, and then kids see it and decide they want to go into dance school. And the performance is like their main marketing tactic, so they're all desperate. And the only thing is, I can see the chat now. Oh, cool. Yeah. Dances is... He just showed up one night and said, hey, I want to make a command. Make me a mod. And I'm like, okay, I'll trust you. And the hiker, I know hiking likes this, so he'll lurk sometimes or watch the videos. But I had a 2 gig limit on my cell phone data, the basic plan. And I was debating with myself whether or not I wanted to bump it up to unlimited, because it's a bit of a price increase. It just about doubles it. And there are cheap cell phone plans. The only thing is, around here, especially out here, you don't get good connectivity. I had T-Mobile when I moved back home 5 years ago, and I had to leave the phone sit in a window in the house. It's the only place it had reception until I went into town to the theater. So it's not really worth it. If I got the cheaper service with unlimited data, I wouldn't be able to do this. That's where it's at. Sometimes if you want something good, you got to pay more for it. Usually, you get what you pay for. And not all payments come in cash. I got payment right here in sweat on this shirt from hiking today. And it's been a beautiful hike. But I had to talk to the technical director at the theater as a friend. He likes to talk to me because I did theater for a long time. So I understand a lot of the theater operations. We get all these young college guys or just got out of high school and don't know what to do, and they come work at the theater, and they just want to go do their stuff. Ooh, I see somebody new. Psychotic, hey, welcome to my little chair out in the woods here. Thank you for having somebody come in and tell me the mic was muted. I had a sneeze a while back because of the pollen, and I muted it. And then that was out of sight, out of mind. This is one of my favorite spots. It was nice and sunny out. The sun's gone behind some clouds, but it looks great. You can see this little, like, this is maybe 8 foot of field of view, right where I'm sitting going back. I'm looking at the really interesting view. If anybody else is lurking, thank you for watching. I'm about a 20-minute hike away from my house. I'm taking my mid-hike break. I was going to go way out to some berry patches, but I think I'm going to head back. I'm trying to stick to a modicum of a regular schedule. And I already checked the patches that are right over here. Maybe I'll go down the hill. There's a patch I can check. I'm looking for the first ripe berries. I got red berries now in several patches. It's always exciting to find that first couple of ripe berries to eat. Oh, they taste so good. I've got frozen berries from last year. But that first batch of ripe berries tastes so good. This chair back is a little uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like the battle station chair in the studio, in my office. Can you hear the bird sounds through this mic? Whenever I watch the video, it doesn't seem like it really kicks the audio in. Just my voice. Because I can hear a bird calling up there. I can hear some over there. There's some out that way. They're beautiful. And the wind rustling in the trees and the leaves. Somebody else. And it's oh, that's good. Okay, MooBot. MooBot's doing his thing. My bots stay on it. They're a little overzealous sometimes. Not going to have any concerns until they start doing things on their own. Oh, I shouldn't say that because they already do things on their own. They go AFK. Stream Elements disappeared one day, and a couple days ago, Nightbot wasn't responding. Sometimes I like to just come and sit out here for a little bit. Just relax and look around and enjoy. I'm kind of hoping at some point on one of these hikes, one of the main reasons I decided to stump up for the extra data plan and go through the extra. Oh, I'm about to lose my Bluetooth. It's complaining about battery. I do have the thing to charge it. But one of the reasons I decided to put up with the added hassle of, oh, it's going to die quick, decided to, wow, the bots are all chiming in, decided to put up with the hassle of taking this with, was because of how nice it is out here and how enjoyable it is. Yeah, I'm losing the Bluetooth mic now. Turn off. It won't turn off. Well, that's the end. That's the end of Bluetooth, I think. Hopefully you can still hear me. Yeah, it's complaining right now. It don't wanna. You turning off? It's got LEDs all over it. Power down. It's off. So now if I want to talk, I got to be right here. Well, I think it's time to conclude the break anyways.
I could probably sit out here all day. Or half the day at least. What if I do this? What if I do this? I'm gonna take this battery to battery. These micro connections, there we go. Go back there. I'll just bring the thing over here and hold it now. Now I know you can hear all the nature sounds because the built-in mic really picks them up. I've been filming Nature Cam with my other device, and I get the traffic noise so good. What's that? No, bag. If I could, oh, you know, I hadn't considered right here. Let's see what this looks like. I got a little stick in the tree right here. Let's see what it does. It's way down there. Why did I go that way? Let's try my walking stick's got a hook on it. Having a hook on your walking stick is it's pretty nice. There's actually a good bit of chat in here now. Cool. It's actually holding the stick up. I'm like, can I get this out of my... It's dead. It's long dead. Can I get this out of my face? It's holding the stick up. There we go. Now there's no little stick in the way. Hey. So one of the reasons I decided to go for the added expense of the cell data and carrying this stuff with me was the rare animal encounters. Yesterday, no, 2 days ago, I had just taken this rig off to take a break, and I heard something, and a little groundhog right by my feet, like 2-3 feet away, went into his hole. And I hike pretty quiet, and I'll be walking through, and I'll walk past 6-7 feet away from a deer, and it'll just sit there and watch me. And that would be just awesome for people to watch. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to come out and enjoy something like this. Some people don't want to, and some people may not be aware. Never tried it before, never seen it. And I got an opportunity here. See, I know there's at least 2 of you watching, and I suspect there's more, and Stream Elements hasn't updated the count. But it gives me the chat, front back camera control, activity. It doesn't record events. Lets me mute the mic. Twitch, the Twitch interface is a little quirky. You can't change the cameras. And I think you can minimize Stream Elements and go to other apps. Twitch, you minimize that, it disconnects. But with Stream Elements, you can't type in the chat. I think we'll have it. Go this way, we'll have it. I was going to go way out to the back corner, but it's almost 2. I want to get back and have lunch about 2:30. I'm trying to have lunch around 2:30 every day because it gets pushed later, and then I don't start the afternoon stream until about 5. The wind's blowing through the trees right now, and It sounds really, I don't know how much of it you can hear, but all the leaves rustle. And it's just like this blanket of soft sound moving through. I really like that. OBS is open source. I was thinking about getting the Git repository for it to make a modification. I can't remember why now. Something I wanted to change. I'm listening for birds. There's a bird down that way. There's a bird over that way. I heard something that sounded like a blue jay. Lost my tea. I think the next hike, I'll just head straight back. I'll go back to that back corner and see what's back there, and I'll check the patches over on the other hill. I hear a crow somewhere. Got a bunch of crows around here. My camera strap has accumulated little birds. I don't know, I can't hold them up, they're gone. Well, picking berries, I'll hike every other day. The rest of your wintertime, I try to get out once a week, unless it's really bitter cold. I like the winter hikes when the snow just covers everything. I try to do one of those. I filmed a couple of those, and I'm trying to find the past hikes that I filmed. Oh, I might not have filmed the winter hike. I'll have to do that. But wintertime, once a week. I take little 5 or 10 minute walks out here, probably almost every day in the evening. But the big hikes, pre-berry picking season, I try to do 2 a week. Then I take a break in July when it's really hot in August. I try to do about 2 a week. It's still really nice. The bugs haven't really kicked it up yet, because this is the first fly in the whole hike. But this is a really pleasant day. I'd say it's about 76 degrees. It was 70 when I woke up. Towards the end, getting into July, early July, it starts to heat up a bit. At that point, after about, I think in 3 weeks, I have about 12 days of raspberry picking. I get tired. I take a break. I usually take 1 day I don't hike. And I'll go get the rest of the raspberries and pick some blackberries. This year, blackberries just cover half the hillside. They'll be easy. I just walk out and pick them anywhere. Well, I'm out of tea. That means it's just about time to go back. Yeah, not too many bugs in the winter hikes. They kind of calm down a bit, but then it's cold. It's still enjoyable. In the wintertime, it's either covered with snow or it's just a brown-gray mush. Right now, it looks so alive. There's green everywhere. It's really greened up. Even 2 months ago, there was hardly anything out here. There's a wall of green now, about 20, 30 feet away. 2 months ago, you could see over the other hillside. Well, I think it's about time to go back. It's been a nice break. I got this nice little seat here. This is a locust tree. It's got thorns on it. I can see one right back there. Locust tree thorns are really tough. Yep, there's a plane going overhead. The mics on these Galaxy S9 cameras are they have amazing pickup. They're way better than the Bluetooth mic, but they pick up everything. About an hour north of here, there's an international airport. So occasionally, big planes go over, usually little ones. I wonder how much charge I have on the Bluetooth just sitting here. I think, though, we'll just, with a mic off, you're going to hear all kind of crinkly sounds. That'll be okay. Okay. I sure have bumped up to a whole lot of gear. Down in Florida, I live right by an international airport, and they were always flying overhead. Oh, you hear all kind of stuff. You hear their jets. Their jets have a particular sound. Okay, get this back together. Yeah, I'm losing things out of my bag. It's time to get a new bag. Tree root stumble. Okay. I won't be reading the chat until I get back. I don't know, I can kind of glance at it. When I get right out in the really bright sunlight, the camera screen seems to go kind of dim. It seems like it should get brighter. It does the opposite. Oh, the flies are finding me now. They like the taste of sweat. Put that back up. Okay. Bouncy bounce time. We're heading back. Back up and make sure I got all my stuff. I got a whole pile of stuff. It's good though. Got my trash. Go up this way. I think at this point, I'll take the glasses and put them in their case. And hold this a second. Sometimes they hold things and sometimes they don't. This should be pretty easy. It's mostly downhill after I drop my stick. I had one of my hiking sticks, sort of shaped like this. It was a maple. It was a nice one. I named it the Gandalf. That was kind of a mistake. Never give your hiking stick a personal name. Then I lost it. And I went out to find it, and it was in the middle of berry picking 4 years ago. And I went out like a week later, and I was looking at some berry bushes, and I looked over, and it was leaning against a tree. And it was leaning against a tree that it just blended right in. It was like a bunch of little trees like this. And there it was. I'm like, wait a minute, that tree has two trunks, two things. And it's like, that's my stick. Then it fell over and I stepped on it and it had a weak spot and it broke. I was considering fixing it, but I decided moving on to a unnamed anonymous stick was better. Since then, I've stuck with unnamed anonymous hiking sticks. So when they inevitably break or disappear, I'll just get a different one. hiking philosophy with 6. Don't name your stick. There's some berries down here we can go take a look at. I had a glance yesterday. The week or so, about 4 hikes prior to the picking actually starting, I try to go around and look at all the patches just to see what's available and see how it's ripening up. It's my most exciting hiking time of the year because I know that the berry picking season starts. Stick's trying to trip me up. And that's just some of my favorite woods time. The berries taste awesome. The weather's usually pretty good. Just starting to warm up, but relatively pleasant. And when this ended up across my trail, things change out here. You kind of got to be ready for it. It doesn't stay the same for very long. Big trees do. But the little things, all this little brush can change around. And some of it has claws. This is like a little junction area. I got a trail going back this way. It cuts across, goes out this way. I love the way the sunlight comes in through, and some parts are lit up and some parts are shady. It's starting to get really thick out here. This is one of the time of the year in late May, early June when it's important to go on the trails because the stuff thickens up. And any trail you don't go on is only going to be travelable by deer and animals because they just jump through stuff. Yeah, I'll go take a look. I saw these berries late last time. These aren't ripe yet. The different patches ripen up at different times, which is nice because you end up with about 3 weeks of picking. About 10 or 12 days I can come out here. I'm trying to find the first berries to eat. And that's where I realized I didn't plug in the power. Plug in the power. The whole point of bringing along the power is so the phone can stay on. Oh, there's a trail through here somewhere. Once some of this starts growing, in the wintertime you can just walk through anywhere. But in the summer when it starts growing, pretty soon you don't got a good trail. You got to look around for where the deer make their way. And I smell a walnut tree. Walnut trees have a particular smell, and there's a few of them growing wild out here, black walnuts. We don't get the English walnuts that you typically buy in the store. They don't grow wild here, but black walnuts do. Black walnuts are really tangy. There used to be a trail going back through here, but this tree fell down over here and it looks like it got clobbered. Oh, the deer kind of kept it up. See, there's a dead tree here. Windstorm last year knocked it over. And there are some, ooh, that's a loud one. Now, birdie. Burbs all over. There's probably a couple thousand burbs out here. But there used to be a little patch here and it kind of died out and moved. They shift around sometimes. They put new roots down. But I'm coming back to check on a particular. It doesn't look like I'll get much from it this year. This right here, this is an old blonde raspberry. They're mutants. Oh, wow. And there is a wild rose bush here that's really clobbering. This is actually the blonde raspberry. You have to be most careful when editing. It's not quite like Minecraft. You can't put things back and you can't undo anything. Yeah, that got clobbered. There's some right there. I think that's a regular one. The blondes and the regular raspberry, I have a feeling this might be painful. This thing got a little bit out of hand here. Oh, I'm losing tools. Either it went out the top or it went out the hole in the bottom. But I had a path cleared through here. And it looks like Mr. Wild Rosebush here has had his way with my little path. Yeah, that's a raspberry. The real challenge is the raspberry mixed in with him. Wow. I had this thing where I could get through here. Oh, I got caught. I took my hat off. And we'll go around the other way. This is going to take a bit of effort to open this path back up. And there's a raspberry down in it. And there's a good chance it's the blonde raspberry, which I really don't want to mess with. You got to be careful reaching into the wild rose bush. I call it living barbed wire for a reason. I want to go see there's berries over here. These berries are a little bit later in the year somewhat. This is where I first noticed the blonde raspberries, was in this area. Wow. Yeah, this is a hectic. It came up. Thing about this stuff, if I don't come out and check on it, it puts up new stuff and clobbers the path. These might be blondes right here, I can't tell. This right here is a walnut tree. I can smell it. Has a very distinctive smell to it. Very fragrant tree. I don't know about English walnut, but the black walnuts are. There used to be a path through here. I'm looking for a path that used to be, and I think I have to make a new path. Are they? These might be blonde raspberries. I don't think so, though. Let's make a new path over this way. Some of that tree fell down. There's also something out here that Mom has a bush in the backyard she calls a spice bush. There's a real fragrant odor, and there's a bush out here that is similar. My last berry patch to check on today. This is actually one of the ones that's easy to get to. It doesn't have any red berries at all. See, this patch doesn't get sunlight until the afternoon. And I think that's why it goes later. That's just my idea. There's a good bit of berries in here. I'll come pick this patch a couple times. Maybe 3-4 times. Oh, it's got a whole bunch of wild rose bush up there trying to horn in on it. Yeah, there's a huge patch of wild rose bush right by it. I really need to come out in the winter time and look in on that and see if I can cut it back while I can see it. So at this point, I've checked out about 3/4 of my berry patches that I regularly pick in. I've got one more big patch and a small area to check. I got 2 huge areas. The one I yeeted the wood out of today, the dead stuff, and the one that's over here. And then I got about 4 smaller areas. This area I got clobbered. Dead vines got me. Stuff grows up in the tree, these vines, and then they fall out. Last year there were morel mushrooms in here. I didn't see any this year. But I guess they're somewhat of a delicacy. Other people come and look for them. So they might have got nabbed. This is one of my paths back. It's a path out too. But a lot of times I go back this way. See, here's a fragrant little thing. This little vine here by the berry bush. This thing, I think that's honeysuckle. When they're fresh, they smell really sweet. There's also there's a bunch of it up there when the breeze is just right. And they're just like brand new blossoms. You can smell it a good distance away. Stuff's starting to get, sometimes little bugs fly in your nose. I wonder if we should field it back. See if I can see. I don't know if there's anything in the chat. I'm not even sure I got the chat loaded. Well, if you're talking in the chat, I won't be able to see it for a little bit. I'm debating the way I want to go back. I got to go up this trail and check on a berry patch, but I think I'm going to do it another time. Snip out little shortcut through the edge of the field here. And it looks like my rig is crooked. Beautiful day. I like the way the clouds look up there. There's a white cloud behind some dark clouds. Oh, the flies found me. Wow, there's a lot of flies now. Looks like some rain's coming. That's good. If it rains a ½ inch every other day, I'm happy because I don't have to water the garden. I can spend my time hiking and berry picking and streaming and playing games. Yeah, that looks like rain clouds. I hope so. Somebody cut some hay up on top of the hill. I didn't know they were working that field. I wonder if they just sell it. some farmers, the farmer across the road will cut this and save it for his cows in the wintertime. He ought to be cutting it while it's mostly not weeds, because the weeds are starting to come up in it. There's a berry bush right here, just one. He's not red yet. And some people will grow the hay and sell it to farmers. Used to be a lot more farms around here. This is about the last 10 minutes of the hike. We will pause at my favorite spot right here, this big tree. I like to stop here, just sit and listen. Got a place to hold my stick. Just relax a little bit. The wind is beautiful in the trees. See if I got the camera kicked up high enough to get a good look. The rig kind of points it down along the trail. It's a nice break spot. There's even a little raspberry vine over here, right in front of us somewhere. It has some berries. They're green. They're not easy to see. Once the berries start turning red and purple, and the blackberries turn black, you see them everywhere. It's the moment that's like, oh wow, there's berries over there. I didn't know about those. Ooh, there goes a bird. Birds fly through. Sit still long enough, you see all kind of interesting stuff. Here's the crabapple trees. They got 1.5 inch spikes on them. They're not as bad as wild rosebush, though. There's a little berry patch in here. It doesn't have a lot of berries this year, but it's got a lot of these new things coming up. The undersides of the leaves look kind of whitish. I can see a bunch of them here. There are a few berries in here. I pick these on the way by to the bigger patch and just eat a couple. It's kind of like a little lemonade stand, but out in the wild, a little berry stand. Here's another kind of built-in bench seat. If I got it in the camera, I like to sit here sometimes. This is one of my meditation spots. Go back up my home hill here. This is the going up the hill my house is on. I need to hold that there. This is where I undo the thing. Oh, I really cinched it up this time. Okay. About to conclude the hike here. Pretty much it. I'm maybe 2 or 3 minutes away from the backyard. Go lurk for modding. Well, I hope your modding goes well. I think at this point, I'm about 200 feet from my backyard. We will conclude the hike. I will be back on, let's see, what time is it? 2:30, pretty good. About what I wanted. Within 2 hours, I'll be doing my afternoon stream. I'm thinking about doing the Odyssey 2. Some games on that, do a little vintage. I take Saturday off, so I'll be off tomorrow. I've got a lot of backups to do. I haven't backed up any of my operating system stuff except for the one Linux system in about a month now, and I just redid them all, so I need backups just in case. That's it for hiking. I'll be on later. Be seeing you.